Infor Factory Track for CSI. Project Material Issue. Factory Track has several project material issue parameters to control the validations, displayed fields and processing options that are permitted as part of the project material issue process. These are defined on the transaction set parameters form for the project material issue transaction. For this training, we've enabled all of the parameters in order to show where those fields appear and how validations occur in the transaction steps. It is recommended to enable the selection by item option. To start the project material issue process, from the Factory Track Warehouse Mobility main menu, click on the Make It icon. This navigates to the Production Transaction screen where you click on the Project Material Issue icon. To perform a project material issue, the item selection is required. First, we enter, scan or search and select from the warehouse list for the warehouse ID where the items are located. This can also be defaulted to the user's warehouse based on configuration setting on the transaction set maintenance form. We enter, scan or search and select the project to which you are issuing the materials. Once the project ID is specified, the project description is displayed. We enter the document number, which can be used to tie the transactions together. We enter, scan or search and select the task to which the materials are being issued. Select the action type requested for the material issue. The options for selection are Normal, which supports the issue of materials already assigned to the project. New, which supports the issuing of a new item that is not currently assigned to this project. This option is only displayed if the Allow New Item Issue option is selected on the transaction set maintenance. And Container, which supports the issuing of items in a specific container. This option is controlled based on the global parameters setting for containers in use. We then enter, scan or search and select the material ID which is being issued to the project. Then we click on Next to continue. If the optional fields have not been completed to drill down to a specific material, Factory Track displays a listing of all the items associated with the project. To issue non-lot, non-serial material items to a project, Factory Track displays the processing form with the data specified from the previous selection for the warehouse, project and task, item and description, the remaining quantity required and the unit of measure, the scan item ID, the available quantity at the displayed location ID. We then enter, scan or search and select the cost code to be applied to the project material issue transaction. We enter, scan or search and select the location ID from where you would like to issue the material. Factory Track defaults this value based on the item's location ranking. And we enter the to issue quantity. Factory Track errors if the entered quantity exceeds the remaining quantity unless the Allow Over Issue option is selected on the transaction set maintenance form. We can then enter, scan or search and select the to issue unit of measure. This field is enabled only if the Allow Alternate Unit of Measure option is selected on the transaction set maintenance form. Click on Process to continue. After the successful completion of the process, Factory Track navigates the user back to the Project Material Issue Item Detail selection screen to continue to try to fill the full open quantity if not already met by the process. Selecting a different menu item or clicking back will end the continued processing. To issue new items to a project, select New as the action from the item selection form and a blank Project Material Issue Processing screen appears. We enter, scan or search and select the new item to be issued to the project. Search results in the listing of all items instead of only the items currently associated with the project. The rest of the process is the same as previously described. To issue new items within a container to a project, select Container ID as the action from the item selection form and a blank Project Material Issue Processing screen appears. We enter, scan or search and select the container ID that has the items to be issued to this project. To issue lot track material items to a project, a similar process with an additional lot specific field is used. Completing the initial entry form, the Project Material Issue Processing screen is displayed with the same display only fields. We then enter, scan or search and select the cost code, enter, scan or search and select the location, and enter, scan or search and select the lot ID associated to the material being issued. Factory Track defaults this value based on the issued by definition for the item stock room locations in CSI. We enter the to issue quantity, and then enter, scan, or search and select the to issue unit to measure. Then click on Process to process the job material issue. To issue serial track material items to a project, a similar process with additional serial specific fields is used. After completing the initial entry form and providing the location and quantity to issue on the first two forms, the application displays a form to capture and process the specific serial information for the total quantity as defined by the quantity to issue entered on the previous screen. The scan quantity field is displayed to indicate the quantity of serial numbers items that have been captured in the process so far. We then enter, scan, or search and select the serial numbers for the items to be issued. Once the scan quantity equals the total quantity, the processing option is enabled. We click on Process to process the project material issue, or click on Show List to show the list of serial numbers captured in this process. We can also click on Clear List to remove the serial numbers captured in the process so far.